In a landmark decision, the Supreme Court, in a 6-3 vote, overturned the Chevron deference, a legal doctrine established in 1984 that allowed federal agencies to interpret ambiguous laws passed by Congress. This ruling is a significant victory for conservatives who have long criticized the extensive power wielded by federal agencies over various aspects of American life. By ending this doctrine, the court has limited the ability of agencies to independently create and enforce regulations, affecting areas such as environmental protection, public health, and workplace safety. The Chevron deference originated from the case Chevron v. Natural Resources Defense Council, where the court ruled that in cases of ambiguous legislation, courts should defer to the expertise of federal agencies. This precedent gave agencies like the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, considerable leeway to craft regulations. However, conservatives have argued that this deference led to unchecked bureaucratic power, allowing agencies to overreach beyond their intended authority. The recent case that led to this historic ruling involved herring fishermen who were mandated to pay for federal observers on their boats, as per a Trump administration regulation. The fishermen, supported by conservative and corporate groups, contested this mandate, arguing that the National Marine Fisheries Service overstepped its authority under the Chevron deference. This case gave the Supreme Court the opportunity to reevaluate and ultimately overturn the Chevron precedent. Conservative justices, including Chief Justice John Roberts and Justice Neil Gorsuch, highlighted that the judicial system, not agency bureaucrats, should have the final say in interpreting the law. Justice Gorsuch described the Chevron deference as undermining the rule of law and fairness, stating that it allowed agencies to make policy decisions that should be made by elected representatives accountable to voters. While this decision is celebrated by conservatives, it has been met with criticism from liberals who argue it will lead to judicial overreach and destabilize regulatory protections. Justice Elena Kagan, in her dissent, accused the majority of judicial hubris, claiming that this ruling centralizes power within the judiciary at the expense of other government branches. Advocacy groups and progressives fear that repealing Chevron will hinder the government's ability to address critical issues like climate change, worker safety, and consumer protection. The ruling's implications extend beyond environmental regulations, affecting various domains including net neutrality and workplace rights. For instance, the Federal Communications Commission's efforts to reinstate net neutrality could face significant legal hurdles without the Chevron deference to back its regulatory authority. Similarly, the Department of Labor's new overtime pay regulations may be challenged more easily in court. Former President Donald Trump, although out of office, has seen a delayed triumph with this decision, as his judicial appointments played a pivotal role in overturning Chevron. Justices Gorsuch, Brett Kavanaugh, and Amy Coney Barrett, all appointed by Trump, were instrumental in forming the conservative majority that brought an end to Chevron deference. Trump's deregulatory agenda, which sought to limit federal oversight and boost corporate interests, has thus received a significant posthumous boost. The broader conservative campaign to curtail the administrative state has been furthered by this decision, signaling a shift towards a stricter interpretation of federal powers. This shift may encourage more legal challenges to agency actions, creating a more fragmented and uncertain regulatory environment. Despite the immediate victory for conservatives, the long-term impact on governance and regulatory effectiveness remains to be seen, with potential for increased legal battles and inconsistent regulation across different jurisdictions.